60% fucked up, but that's fucked up. What if in the winter he doesn't have a trench coat? Sunday crypto review. Let's go Bitochka, one day that we have drawn. Well, first of all, the strength of the seller does not fall. All 4 days. Clearly sell. There was a bank failure in America yesterday. The news came at all at night, and there was a strong pullback, and it can be seen that the seller's strength increased. In general, the whole situation with the bank further for the crypto can play very shitty. What if another bank folds, or there are 2 more banks, and in general just the news in itself that some banks start to fall? It will definitely lead to the fact that people will start to take money. Panic will start. These people will start to say that everything is fine, there is money, they will start to save the banks somehow. But it really sucks. And it could end up really bad in terms of the fact that some US index could go down, well, such a bloody Tuesday, for example, so that it will make minus 10% for a day. That could happen. If the fund does something very capital and down, then the crypto will go down too, because the correlation is very strong now. Or you know what the second option is. If Bitcoin, let's say now on Monday, will start to really buy back very strongly. So there will be some tough customer who will start buying hard. And it's going to turn here. Well, in fact, all the indicators, it's going to turn up. The likelihood that, like the fund will start to fall hard and the Bitcoin will be held and it will go up. It's a possibility. Like they'll start saying, oh, Bitcoin is there. Look, the whole fund is going down and Bitcoin is a protective asset. Maybe. But the odds of that happening are extremely slim. In fact, from what I can see right now, look, first of all, we have a hard level once, a second level that we couldn't take here, and a support level. This is the third time he's been visited. I mean, 1, this sums it up as 2. At that, in fact, it was punctured, grew, made a step downward, and began to grow. And now, if they come a third time, by the way, if you look here, the price has gone up a little bit. There is, of course, a little bit of a divergence here, but basically it looks weak, and it looks like it's going down here now. And if it's broken, the pullback will be very powerful, of course. At 52 block, 52 on the week, if you look, it's actually the beginning of the opening of the orange. This is where you have to come. 51,600, 51,700. That's where it comes in most often, just after it cools down. I've been talking about it every week, that at this point the whole general construction on the week should go down. By indication, cash flow in general is actually quite steep. And we've got it all broken here, the canal's all broken, and somehow it sucks to see it. Well, this is where, yes, we have to come to this level, and the index is still enough for the buyers. And it's very much a buyer's month too. It closes in 2 days, and we've got this little signal here. It's already worked. Because bar, I highly doubt we're going to have any straight up growing story here in 2 days. And look at the bull strength as it was and how it deflated on the last bar. This one. I mean, actually, we've got this whole month of selling out. Basically, if you look at history, the beginning of growth. I was comparing it to this place. It's exactly the same with us. We had a downward bar, but there is a big tail. We actually have a big tail right now. So, if in 2 days, the month closes above 67, it will be a signal for the continuation of growth, a strong one, because there will be a big enough tail. And the next bar up, because this is where the wave starts, and so far, we've got a month just like this for up. What's our cash flow? Cash flow, look at it, it's different. We have here, oh, what a strong wave it was and what a strong buying wave it was. So, basically, if we have to compare it to this moment. Well, we've got a little bit of a push here, and we've got a little bit of a push here, and we've got a little bit of a push here, and we've got a little bit of a push here. Controversial, in short. Here, the whole world situation is like a little bit tense, and with the money, and the fact that the banks may be going under now. This could all play out against some strong straight beyond this kind of momentum building. Well, if we're having this moment right here and a little bit higher, like right now more cash flow is now deflating. Look, it went down. There's got to be some other cool news. Something should come out like this just to stimulate a bunch of people and to, by the way, on the 30th, we have ETF sales starting in Hong Kong on Tuesday. They've got like 25 billion in there that they've got ready to go into the beta. So it's also on the 30th. But in principle, they can pull out this month and it will close well. And then they can play straight up, so it will go up. Of course, we have formed a very strong selling zone here. There are a lot of shorts. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is, you see, this whole growth. Now, there are just a lot of signals that such a thing should work down. When we have such a range of signals and we're creeping further up, it's going to work its way down. And we have, look, another week starting to wind down. I mean, we had about the same thing here. Here we have the backlash. And here we have, once every 2 weeks, still such a strong downward movement. And basically we have a downward movement starting here. The tide is coming down too. Strong resistance. The week says it's going down. They can still pull out a month. The week is definitely screaming straight down. 3 days the cash flow has been awesome. 2 days exactly the same cash flow is awesome. What we get here is that the black box worked out here, went down, that we got enough down here as well. Here's another one. Look, it turns out that we have one. A whole wave has passed, a pullback, a second wave, the second increase has also passed, and now we have a third one. The third wave, maybe, it could very well be. This is where it started, by the way. This growing moment is like everything was cool. It went up. And so in the last week, the fact that there's been some... In America, the news sucks that inflation is up, that the debt is rising, it has to be serviced, and that their GDP is dropping big time. All indications are that things are looking pretty fucked up in America. It really sucks. And it's starting to dawn on people that the stock market could go down. Nvidia did minus 10% there. Intel did exactly the same thing there, minus 10%. Although Google did the opposite there, plus 10%. Because it has a super cool report there. Tesla did exactly the same thing upwards. It started, a very rough patch. That is, not when every day there, a little bit falls, a little bit grows, but a real movement has started. A strong movement. On which, in principle, it is the best thing to make money. It's all about getting on the right side of it. By the way, check out the steep step up from a very strong visual level on day 2. It's 52 even. We'll come to 52, and if there is turquoise on the daily or today, definitely 100% in here. It's gonna be a super place too long. That level 52 right there, that's straight up super top of the place. Right now, at this point, it certainly looks all... That's not good. Well, on the younger we have here the channel boundary and the support zone. Plus we have a growing turquoise here on it, or rather the rising yellow candle. Here it is. It puts the stop right behind the tail. And that's us. And right now we're just about to get the price in. Expression. There have been times when the stop has broken through a little further. Therefore, well, because the wick is looking down, it's dangerous too long. And after such huge downward signals, so that there was nowhere on turquoise yet, so that globally there was something big. No, I'm lying, I guess. At 8 o'clock we had turquoise around here somewhere. Yes, there is a growing turquoise at 8 o'clock and at 8 o'clock. then what we have is this. And here we have a support zone, which is exactly what I've drawn here. You can try a long shot from this area. Just from that level. It might sting here. It could very well be that this area is viewed as that he can bounce off of. Well, cash flow again. Look at 8 o'clock. Generally, on all small time frames, strong cash flow has gone down. That is, they start selling. Well, as a matter of fact, it's been on sale for a week. There's people running away. Here we have strong resistance. Here we have resistance. I mean, we have sales going on. And for the coming week, of the options, well, it could bounce from here. Either hard further down. Because when you break this level, actually below 50, below 60 will lead to 50. We either have along from here now, or at the breakdown further, well, somewhere here, to look for the entrance to the short. Well, basically, from this level, you can look for it. Well, in general, on small time frames, you should look for a short entry. So if we combine everything, we've got a month. Controversial buyers index is big. Yes, there's all the momentum up there. It's okay. But weak, so that the buyers are not so strong. A week of hard down and... well, it's even easier to go down now. And on the 3-day daily, it's exactly the same while everything is looking down. Let's see what the ETF in Hong Kong brings to the table. If they turn around, and let's say if they go above 72, that's it, there's no limit, it could go up very steeply. Basically, it's 16% up to the high A, and there's just a huge amount of eliminations. Because people are starting to really start from here, starting to short, very much so. All looks, weak looks, really shorts are considering. And plus the inflows to the BlackRock fund have stopped. There literally, the last few days, the inflows there have slowed down. And slowed down a lot. Everyone's gimme. In any case, when a bank closes, if we consider a bank in Russia, we have one here that is about to close. I don't know. Gazprom Bank is unlikely to close, or Alpha Bank. Or to consider, by the way, what was already kind of large of banks when our license is taken away. It's one thing, but if they squeeze, if the bank is bankrupt, that is, it has no money, the state does not save it, some other bank must buy it. And it's a completely different story. The license was taken away. Okay, I mean, the bank is still alive, and it probably has money, and it's probably possible to get it there, somehow, to take it away. And when the bank goes bankrupt, it's money, goodbye. And of course, everyone will have a squeeze. So, must shrink in order to run and get the money and keep it under the couch. One option, or to invest somewhere in a super asset, like gold, which, by the way, is creeping up, and the probability is that, how many reviews I have already said about it, that it is rocketing further, and that there is a huge buyer, and people are buying, people are saving money, and in any case, they are saving, and will continue to save, and Bitcoin doesn't belong here. Bitcoin hasn't gained that much credibility yet, because it can go minus 10% in a day. Basically, yeah, look, the ETF just came in, it was down 20 for the day before. Now we can see, well, if we take, let's say, some huge candles, at the maximum, how much? Well, 14, 15% for the day now came down. Well, by the way, this candle here, it's just on the... this is the candle, kind of, which on the viola is just huge. Yeah, minus 10%. It's just on the viola. There's a fucking lot of... there's minus 20, or there's minus 30, minus 40, minus 50% of the viola. Some of it came off. Funds came in, big money came in, and the volatility, of course, went down. But she's not gone. 10% is fucked up. 10% is a lot. Gold, maximum of 2%, by the way. One time I saw gold, on the whole, 3%. Went short, verbal, when the high was broken. That is, there was a shot up, and one day 3% was a candle was huge, and down further, went for gold. 3% is a beast. How much on Bitcoin? Now at the moment is the most, such as 14%, is also a lot. And Bitcoin will not be considered a strong, such a safe haven. And About Alta, we can keep silent because Alta is pure speculation and there are very few projects that are really worthy of attention and that you can keep, like Apple was bought and you can see that they produce phones, they make something, cars, something else. So the company is involved in many, many places. Bottom line on the beat, what I'm gonna do. I'll be watching the long from here now. I'll consider it. Basically, I'll probably even go two ways. That is, if I see some good signal to short from here, i.e. there will be some signals, I will take a short from here. And this is where I'm going to look at what's going to happen here. Because if they will continue to pour here and go lower here, and the weakness will be seen here, that is, it will not be seen as a strong buyback and will somehow go down very strongly, then, of course, I will not open a long. Ideally, I want to wait for a turquoise bar with a dot on the daily. It's super perfect. Now, at this point in time, we've gone, well, somewhere more than halfway down. Even already lower, you see below center. Here's something. To see something like this would be awesome. That's it. Either we will have a clear upward movement from here, because on the single day, we have a support zone here. Plus we have a rising yellow, which also tells us to go up. Okay, next. Ether. Ether, by the way, was the sponsor of the motion yesterday. That's him. Because of him straight clear. Look, we got two reds interrupted, we got a blue signal and lit up over the airwaves. Long and hold the long. By the way, by the Ether bits ratio in the pair, it has been there for a long time. He says, by the way, look, a cool support zone has been formed, a little bit of ringing here, we bounced from it, and that's it, and went further up. The Ether bit pairing is very evident. It was like there was a growing yellow yesterday, just before it was turquoise, that Ether. Stronger, much stronger. I wrote about it in chat sometime during the week when I watched a couple of this one. Therefore, Ether is still preferred at this point in time. It looks considerably stronger. Look at him go further up. Yes, we'll continue. Total. It even looks beautiful. Support zone. Channel boundary. Basically, an ups touched on. And right up to the channel border, right next to each other. Well, up we go. It's further up from here. There should be continued growth. Although it looks, well, weak. But still a priority upwards. It depends a lot on the Bitcoin. Yes, Total 2 is a powerhouse. Power draws. The cross I talked about in the last review. After him, it's basically possible to long on. And from here, basically the same way we have blue right now. Also long. But in general, Total 2 is pretty much our airwaves. Such are the wonders of the world. It was a cool place. Here's to continued growth. Very powerful signals. 2 longs in a row. And blue? We're the ones on a day trip. On closing, a set like this gives the possibility, which gives the probability of a further hike upwards. If it would be some kind of alta, this is where you should come in. Another ring, the next bar there tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, and then it might bounce after that, go further up. It's always very common to come in early blue. But we're still in the weekend. Although, there's basically no Bitcoin involved here. It often works out. And Total 3 is exactly the same on a huge set of longs. But I need a third signal. Some kind of signal. Because we've got, look, 1, 2, 3, third short. That's it. Further down the line. There's even 4 signals, by the way. Though no, it's here already. Yes, there was a yellow bar. It reset after that. Clear signal 1, 2, 3 to go down and over. Total is further up too. Again, the whole construct, everything that the chart is drawing now, accounting for the fact that the bank will have its license taken away, will be hard to see in crypto. Because if it were the stock market, you could track stocks there in parallel with banks, let's say. That is, take all the banks, combine them, run the bot, and see how our signals are doing. And if in all banks we have sausage, shorts, diverters, and in every bank such shit starts or red lights start flashing, in a row of 2 to 3, 4 signals, and the price does not go down very much, it means that some player is losing. And then you can infer from that something is going wrong. That you can predict some kind of fucked up thing is coming. I see here now that the whole viola, the whole crypt is looking up. Well, dragging a bank can do that, no problem. Therefore, assess the right risks. I don't close my alta, by the way. Well, it was kind of the same that week. It hasn't changed at all in a week. I have exactly 39 coins purchased for that amount. In fact, I work here without a shoulder. Only spot, because the dominoes from the banks would not be wanted. To get into the altar in such a way that you can get minus 50.